I have 3 fairly wonderful viewer Batcaves to show you, if you are willing. If not, maybe go and dust the mantelpiece. Welcome to By Candlelight, beaming goth, dark wave and post-punk straight into your brain, leaping on your temporal lobe like a hungry badger. So 3 of you lovely creatures sent me pics of your dark and delicious abodes. Honestly, I was so jealous, so if any of you are selling up, please let me know. But before we unlock those virtual front doors, I just need to show you what a band sent me as an amazing gift. So I reviewed Venturati's Victorian and they sent me this amazing package to say thank you. Just to say that I don't need anything sent to me to review an album, so my first response is usually to refuse any giftage. As I've said before, this is a supportive channel of the subculture. I'm here to promote bands and artists without the need for any reciprocal gesture. But the band really wanted to send me something, which I thought was really kind. So firstly, they sent me this t-shirt and I love the design on this. And this fantastic artwork is featured on the cover of their album. They also sent me this signed photo and it says, "To Dan with most high appreciation." Also a very nice postcard, a copy of their wonderful album, and their Darkness EP. Thank you so much, guys. That is very generous of you. Check these guys out by hitting the description below, where I will leave a link to their Bandcamp. So are you ready to look around other people's homes without the pressure of putting an offer in?
Show us your Batcave.
The first of these wonderful Batcaves comes from Aoide, who is a fellow YouTuber. So greetings to you, Aoide. Aoide's channel is called Awkwardly Gothy, and I will leave a link in the description below. Please check out her channel. Aoide is an artist and musician, so I was really interested to check out some pics of her home studio. So, starting in the living room, you can already see a hint of studio equipment there on the left. Nice to see that it's being guarded by some creatures. And I love those open racks of clothes. So much easier to see rather than reaching into a dark wardrobe and having to select things by touch. This is a different aspect of the room and you can really see those tasty racks of clothes. And some guitars too. Always great to see the Show Us Your Batcave branding while someone is actually showing us their Batcave. Leap to the other side of that clothes rack and you get a nice sense of the lighting in Aoide's home. I love that purple. Nice boots, by the way. I think that figure would continually make me jump at 2 in the morning on the way to get a glass of milk. A familiar choice across most Batcaves I look at, and that's placing interesting looking pictures or display items on the walls. You don't need to live in a gothic castle of doom to make your place feel on brand. This place looks so cozy. Everything has a little functional nook with amazing art and caps. That's a fair amount of caps. Handy if there's a cap emergency. That's more like it. Great to see some Native Instruments equipment and plugins. This is my favourite pick of all. I mean, look at that red. It's actually quite amazing what you can do with lighting sometimes. Someone really likes caps. Even as a skeleton, that dog is howling. Finally, the altar, and another great use of the space. I love Aoide's home, and it has these cozy elements to it while still being home to a recording studio and multiple instruments. Thank you so much for sending those in. Next we have Rowena's Dark Bit of Beauty, and she too is a YouTuber, so I will share the link to her channel down below. She lives in a cottage that was built in the 1820s. So let's dive in. Okay, so starting in the bedroom, that is a beautiful bed. Rowena made the canopy above the bed using Halloween table runners and safety pins. And that's what it's all about sometimes. You can't always just buy this stuff, so you need to do it yourself. Looks brilliant. Absolutely love this desk or sideboard. Everything just works with this, right down to the framed pictures. And there's a close-up of those pictures. Just lovely attention to detail. This cabinet was found in a charity shop and it was already painted black. Handy. I too have that white bat adorning my fireplace. I just love looking at the books that people own. Maybe like me, it can sometimes feel like you're looking at your own bookshelf. There's a copy of Uzumaki, some Anne Rice, and that's a lovely edition of the picture of Dorian Gray. So Rowena says that the chessboard is the Vampires and Werewolves set by Nemesis Now. I always like just random arrangements of small pictures on a wall. There's another shot, I think, further up the stairs. Everything from Patricia Morrison to Helena Bonham Carter. And why not? Thank you, Rowena, for sharing your home with us, and I would love to live in a cottage from the 1820s. Lastly, Maria from Sweden sent in some stunning pics of her home. Starting with the bedroom, look at this. Complete with cobwebs on the chandelier. Look at the round window too. I love the use of blues, reds and blacks. It exudes elegance and also means that it sets off the black furniture and fixtures. This is to the left of the bed and is just amazing. Such a clever and cosy use of lighting. To the right of the bed we have the nun peering at us through the curtains. In what seems to be the living room, look at that illuminated cabinet. Again, colourful walls, but it just works. A wider shot of that living area. I just love that picture on the wall. And a beautiful cabinet to the left. This is a close-up of the top of that cabinet. Maria is clearly very artistic and has an eye for what will look great in any given space with clever lighting. I love that there's just a picture on the ceiling. Again, you have the choice of ornaments and how they're displayed, but look at the lighting in this one as well. Wow. Look how that spotlight is shining on the face of that statuette. A beautiful dining table complete with vintage phones. Those dining chairs are just to die for. And look at that picture, complete with cemetery gates. Not sure if this is the same dining table, but how cosy does this look? And there's a full photo of that table. It's almost strange to see a TV in this home. It feels set in another era entirely. Goths watch TV too. There's a close-up of that illuminated cabinet to the right of the television. And another open display cabinet. I could spend hours in this home, going from room to room, looking at the various art and ornaments. Stunning is not the word. So a big thank you to Aoide, Rowena and Maria for letting us walk virtually around their amazing and alternative homes. I hope this has inspired you to look around your own homes at the various nooks and corners and formulate ways to inject more gothery goodness. Do you have a gothy home you could feature in a future episode of Show Us Your Batcave? Send me some good quality pics in landscape format and feel free to include any descriptions. Email address to send said pics in the description below. You stay safe out there, and don't forget to lock the doors of your gothic mansions and sleep tight. Unless you're watching this in the middle of the day, in which case put some washing on. Until next time, see you later.